This is a safe space.
Okay.
Feel free. Get your shit off. It's a conversation.
Okay.
All right. Yo, welcome back. Welcome back. I'm Union and Jackson. Welcome back to Union Street. I am Union and Jackson, the face of the members. I am. Somebody having a sneeze attack.
Bless you.
I'm happy to be back. I had a whole bunch of other stuff that I wanted to say. That's the problem with not writing all this shit down because now once I get into it, I can't stop and start over.
Why not?
I could, but fuck it. We here
Let's
now.
start over then.
Nah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna leave it in.
Let's go.
I'm Union Jackson, like I said before, and I'm sitting down with Annie.
Yeah.
What's
Hey.
up? How you doing?
Good.
You got it. Hey, look.
Happy
See those are your levels on the bottom. You see my levels at the top when I'm talking in the mic.
So I need to be a little bit.
Nah, you can move the mic around. Get comfortable.
Okay. I'm very comfortable though.
Okay. Word.
So if everything is good, then I'm gonna just
Okay. Word.
chill.
Who is Annie?
Who is Annie?
Right.
Ooh. That's such a deep ass question. It sounds so simple to answer, but
Hey, look. We got what's that shit say? 26 hours and 51 minutes worth of time.
Annie is. Oh, I don't know how to say.
You didn't want to start
who
off that deep. Just tell me where you from though. Where you.
I'm from Jersey City. I was born in Jersey City, raised in Roselle, New Jersey, and moved back to Jersey City. But my childhood came up in Roselle, raised in the. It's not necessarily the suburbs, but it ain't like Jersey City though.
Wait, you said Roselle?
Mhm.
Wait, which that? Oh, this that way towards Elizabeth.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm not really familiar with the area. I know it's close to here though.
So you're not from here?
No, I'm from Jersey City.
Oh,
Born and raised in Jersey City on Union Street.
okay. That's a nice transition. Over
Yeah,
there.
I had to get out of there. I had to get out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I grew up. It was a wild time. You know what I'm saying? It was tough, but it wasn't as bad as it is now.
Right.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? So, and I was outside. I was running around the streets. I'm saying I got my homies. We was all outside from young, but it got to a point where it was like it started to get. It's safe for me because I'm from there, and mostly everybody know me. But I don't like to make people really familiar with my children.
Right.
So a lot of people don't necessarily know my kids if they see my kids out type shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing and a bad thing. But for the sake of my children, I had to get them out of there, provide them with structure, stability, and a place to call their own.
Nice.
You know what I'm
Same.
saying?
That's why
So-
my mother left there and came in this area too. So I think it's a nice transition area. It's not too hood.
Yeah, 100%. Why did you say that that was a deep question when I said who was Annie?
Cause it's difficult to answer. Cause I don't know like where to start when you saying like who is Annie is like that. I don't think it's a question for me to answer who I am.
Okay.
I think it's easier for somebody else to explain me than it is for me to explain myself.
Okay, so you what I want to say. Are you an open book?
I feel like I am.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just a difficult question to answer because I don't know if you mean like,
So you like one of those like you a deep thinker.
yeah, but not
Obviously, yeah.
intentionally.
Why not intentionally though?
I'm saying it's something that I have control over. I'm just not a surface thinker. I'm always going to think to the extreme. So it's hard to say like who is Annie. Because I don't know whether you asking like what do I do.
Yeah,
Or,
all of that shit. Like
okay,
what you do.
I'm a writer. I feel like I'm a creator.
Mm-hmm.
Annie is a creator, whether it's creating art, like visible art or poetry or just making people look better. I just like to develop skills, and most of the skills that I like cling to learning how to do involved me doing something to better other people's experiences here. Like, for the people.
You do actual art, like
I do art.
painting.
I paint, I draw, I write.
Oh, word. That's what's up. See, I'm familiar with the writing. I don't think I've ever experienced. As far as your Instagram goes, you don't necessarily post your art on Instagram. So outside of your
No.
spoken art.
I don't have a platform for things that I've created. I just post them like sporadically when I do it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm good at it.
And I like to ask when I sit down with people, is that what you do for fun? Like, is the creating fun, or do you create because it comes naturally to you, and do you find fun outside of creating?
I find fun outside of creating. Some creating is fun. Most of it is therapeutic though, so depend on what I'm creating. If I feel like if I'm drawing or creating art or writing is definitely more therapeutic than fun. If I'm doing something like designing a T-shirt or distressing a jacket or something, that's fun. That's entertaining. So it just depends.
Okay. If you had to describe your personality to somebody that doesn't know you, because we don't know you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Essentially, you are an enigma, I guess. Right? So if you had to describe your personality, you know what I'm saying, in as few or as many words as you want, however you want to describe it, how would you describe your personality?
Safe. I think it's safe. You said it's few words.
Oh, so that's it, right?
I feel
Playful.
like just safe, genuine. It's just genuine and safe. I think my personality, all that it consists of, whatever it is, if you get to experience it, it just creates a safe space for you to just be, vulnerable or just be yourself. I think I do that with my personality. I'm funny.
Are you a loner sometimes, or like?
Yeah.
Okay. So we spoke a second ago about finding fun outside of creating. What do you do for fun?
I like adventures. I like any experiences that are not familiar. So just it don't have to be a flight or a vacation full blown. It could just be something that I've never done before. I'm easily entertained by places or things that I've never seen. So museums, stuff like that, aquariums, art exhibits.
All shit that you could do on the ground, like not no like bungee jumping and jumping out of a plane, none of that shit, right?
I would do that. I haven't.
Why?
But I'm not completely against it. Because it's expensive. It's expensive, and then it's just like I gotta be with the right people,
Okay.
I ain't against it though.
Okay. Where I want to start at is, you said you're a writer. Mm-hmm. Right now, quick question before we get into what I want to ask you: is there a particular difference between poetry and spoken word? Because I don't know. I honestly don't know. Mm-hmm. And I meant to Google it, and I just forgot to Google it. So, is there like a specific difference?
I don't want to say the wrong thing. From my knowledge, I feel like spoken word is just a literal act of, getting up and doing it and like performing what you've written. Okay. Poetry is just the thing itself, writing, expressing yourself on paper, however that is.
And you are a poet?
I'm both. I'm a spoken word artist, a poet, a writer.
First question, why poetry?
Well, my mom was a poet. Well, she still is. So when I was younger, I just was like, my mom was Jehovah's Witness, so we had like a lot of restrictions on things that we could do or places that we could go. But the only thing we didn't have a restriction on is music, which was weird because that's something that should be monitored and limited with kids. But we didn't put a restriction on music, so I feel like we got obsessed with music earlier, me and my sisters. And my mom wrote books and published books, and she had a lot of poetry books, so I just was exposed to it. I liked the sound of the rhyming words, and I liked music, so it all just sounds like music. It was easy to cling to. So, and like when I was in school, I was in like gifted and talented in middle school. I don't know if they have that everywhere, but that's basically for the kids that are a little above average academically. So they would just give us a lot of writing assignments, and I was just really good at it.
Okay. Yeah, I was in gifted and talented.
Nice.
Do you believe me?
No.
I was.
No.
I was for like 1 year though.
I was too.
1 year.
I was there for a year, and then my grades slipped, which weren't bad. They just didn't make the cut to be considered gifted and talented anymore. So I'm like, cool.
Nah, I got sent up to 41. I was in 17. Shout out to Miss Lawrence. She might be dead though.
Oh, those Jersey City schools.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with
All right, so I was in 17 school. I was in gifted, and they put me in gifted and talented when I went to, because I was in 17.
Wait, that's on Bergen?
Yeah.
In Belmont?
That was the first year
my son is graduating from there.
The first year that school opened, I was in the first gifted and talented class in that building. So I went from
Nice.
17 Annex. They closed down the Annex and the other building on Duncan. Moved everybody up to Bergen. I was in that class. I was in that first gifted and talented class,
Nice.
Miss Lawrence
I
class.
think that's a big deal.
Word up.
Even for a year, it's still a big deal.
So you had you said you there wasn't no limitations on music. Mm-hmm. Early on, your earliest exposure to music. What type of music? And do you recall your favorite artists around that time?
Yeah, Celine Dion. Love Celine Dion.
Why?
Her voice is flawless.
You know what's crazy? I don't think I've ever heard a Celine Dion song. I know the name. You know what?
You got to
Is
edit
that
one in.
Is that the Do You Believe in Love?
Absolutely not.
That's not her?
No.
Oh, all right.
Her most famous song for people that are not familiar with her, is the song from the Titanic. If I
Oh, shit. I know that song. Mm-hmm. That's the only song I ever heard.
And just everything. Her voice is so flawless. Her vocal
That's
range.
different.
Yeah. I like her. And Prince. My mom was a big Prince fan, so we just heard Prince a lot. So I know all his songs, all his albums.
I fuck with Prince. Probably because Prince was a Jehovah's Witness.
No, he didn't. He wasn't a Jehovah's Witness when I first was exposed to him. He transitioned.
Okay.
Good job.
But maybe your moms really liked him because no.
She was obsessed with him before he became a Jehovah's Witness. I remember when he.
I thought he grew up as a
transitioned.
Jehovah's. He didn't grow up as a Jehovah's Witness.
If his parents were Jehovah's Witnesses, I'm not familiar with that.
Oh, okay.
Definitely not with his father's reputation, but I know he transitioned to Jehovah's Witness. Michael Jackson's parents are Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, I might be thinking about Michael Jackson. I might be thinking about him. Spoken word, poetry. What was your first stage?
It's called it's in Newark. Besides like school events and stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. You can say
school.
Okay.
I performed poetry for like the.
So you've been doing this shit for a minute.
Well, yeah. The teacher said like, "Oh, you're good at this," and I'm like, "Yeah, I like it." The attention was nice, and I just performed like at a couple school events, but nothing like crazy. But outside of that was middle school though. It was never in high school or nothing, so I didn't get in front of a crowd and perform. Well, technically, my first platform was social media because I did record stuff, and that's how people got familiar with it because it went viral from me just posting it on there. But I had never performed in front of real people. It was just me in front of my phone.
Okay.
And then Piffy, shout out to Piffy from Jersey City. She's a poet. Dope. She took me somewhere and made me perform. And ever since then, I was performing. But that was only like a couple years ago, though.
That was what was your biggest stage?
The biggest stage I performed on was Philly. In Philly for Voices in Power. You familiar with them?
Is that the thing that's on your Instagram?
One of them, yeah.
Okay, I seen the joint that was on Instagram.
It's a growing platform. It's gotten way bigger since I was first introduced to it. I didn't realize how like important or impactful that platform was. But yeah, that's the biggest crowd that I've ever performed in front of. Last year September for suicide awareness. I was originally supposed to do another poem for my ex that died in Jersey City, but my associate from Roselle, this person, Swank, he wound up taking his life, a young kid, very impactful on the community, and he and I wrote a poem for him and other people that I know that are battling like suicide, committing suicide, staying alive. So I wrote a poem for suicide awareness. Yeah, it was nice.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's tough. That's a tough thing to deal with. Now you said your ex passed away in Jersey City. Mm-hmm. Was that a similar case, or was that something? Was that separate?
No, it wasn't suicide. He was murdered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm sorry to hear that.
Thanks.
That had to be a tough time for your pen, right?
For sure. It was not tough for my pen because it's easy for me to express myself.
Okay.
So it's easier.
But I say a tough time for your pen because like I can imagine that like having to deal with those emotions and having to have the energy to focus, having to focus that energy and write it down or type it however you get it down. It's like
it's therapeutic.
Damn. Were those two events like similar in time, or was it like Like, was they close? Was they close together, or did the one happen and then the other happen?
What you mean?
Like you said, your friend took his
Okay.
own life, right? And then you said you lost an ex.
Oh, my ex died a year before.
Oh, a year before. So yeah, damn, that's not a long time to have to deal with something like that.
Yeah.
All right, damn. So with that, right? Like I said, as far as writing, though, what do you feel like drives your pen more, your heart or your head, your mind?
Mine, for sure.
Okay, that got to be tough though.
Yeah.
Because it's like because I told you, like, when you first came in, I told you, like, my brain works in crazy ways. It's all over the place. Is that a similar case for you?
Yeah. It's not difficult though. I don't know why it's so easy for me. I communicate really well. I use my words really well. Just, I don't know. It's not hard for me to transition a thought into a poem.
I feel like that take a lot of concentration out. Like if
you're not familiar with how to do it, then yeah, anything that you're not familiar with is going to seem
right
like a lot.
That process, like the words just float in your heart. Like, how does that work? Like, what's your process like as far as writing?
Somebody asked me this before, and it's like, not to get off like topic, but when I was in high school, I used to get in trouble. Not in trouble, but I had a big issue in math. I had advanced math, but they were so like, I didn't know how to show the work. So when they would ask me how I got the answer, like, I couldn't explain it to them. I just was getting the right answer. So it was creating a lot of friction. And they basically wanted me to be able to explain. But it's the same thing like with poetry. I don't know how. I genuinely don't know how. I can't think of how to even teach another person to do it. I just think of the words in my head. I know a lot of words. I know what words rhyme. And I basically just already have a sentence. If I'm thinking about an experience and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to the park with my child and we're going to have fun and da-da-da, I already have this idea of words in my head and I just make them rhyme.
Oh, okay.
So that people could be interested in listening to me. If that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. I mean, I couldn't do it. I mean, I could probably try to do it, but I'm pretty sure I would get caught up in the sequence and the words. Like I would get caught up in that little, like, cat, hat, bat, rat.
Because it don't have to be like that. That's why everybody has a stamina. I mean, this stigma about poetry that it has to rhyme, and it's like there's no rules to it. So
yeah. No, that makes sense but I'm just saying, me personally, I would have the toughest time. Was like, just outside of just saying things and being expressive, I would probably get caught up in the idea like, nah, these people are expecting me to rhyme these words with these. You know what I'm saying?
It's just easier when you don't think about what people are expecting.
And it's kind of tough too because like I'm a good communicator, but like I can't say as a man or as a boy or whatever, I'm expected to be like hard. You know what I'm saying? But expressing my feelings, like I could tell you how I feel, but it'll be a little bit tougher for me because it's like, I don't want you to know I'm sad, motherfucker.
Why not?
I don't know.
I think the toughest thing you can do is be expressive.
No, for sure.
Express yourself and express your emotions. And I think that people who try to like hide their emotions or are afraid for people to see them emotional are a little weaker.
No. No, I'm just saying, like, it's not that I make an attempt to hide it. It's just like I don't want to talk about it for real. Like at the end of the day, like when people ask me, they'll ask me how you doing, and I'll say I'm well enough because I figure that I'm well enough to do whatever it is I need to do to get through today or get past whatever you need me to get through. Whatever you need me to do. If you need something from me or you want something from me, I'm well enough. What do you need? What do you want? Type shit. But at the end of the day, like I'm telling you how I feel or what's going on with me emotionally for what. You know what I'm saying? So and that's just kind of how I wasn't necessarily like. That's just how I am. That's just what I've come to like. That's just what makes the most sense for me now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it sucks, but that's just.
It does suck because I have a son, a black son, and I feel like y'all don't society already programmed us in a way where it's like, if y'all express yourself, then it's a sign of weakness.
Yeah,
So it makes y'all hesitant to just do something that should be normal, and I don't want my son to have that experience. So.
And it's tough. It's tough too because, like, especially like you say, you got a young man. I got a young son, and I seen in him like early on when as he was growing, getting bigger and growing. He had anger. Like I felt like it was anger issues.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he would like lash out and punch and hit and shit like that. So I have to tell him, I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, it's okay for you to feel what you feel and like feel all of that shit. Like get it out your system. But it's not okay for you to be like that, to lash out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Feel those feelings, sit with them, do whatever you got to do. But hitting people and striking people and being negative to people around you because you don't know how to handle your emotions, I feel like that's tough. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. You can't be like that.
Right. Definitely they need to know early. I don't think it's ever too young to teach like young black boys, like y'all don't have the luxury to express your emotions physically. Right. So it sucks, but that's just how it is. Like y'all don't. And if you go out in the real world and you're being physical, they don't care why. Right. The only people that really care why is like people that love you, and then it's like how many people is that? It don't really matter because these are not people that the people that love you are not the people who make the executive decisions for your life to go to jail or whatever, or not go to jail or judge you. So it's like, love don't have nothing to do with it. They need to be taught fast and early, figure it out. And 100%. I mean, they need help figuring it out. It's not all their responsibility, but being physical is not really gonna get you nowhere.
That was a lot. That idea right there was a large part of a conversation that I had one time, and it was about the idea that girls mature faster than boys, right? And I disagree. Do you agree with that statement?
I think, yeah, I do.
I disagree. I would like to tell you why.
Okay.
Ask me why. So you gotta say why.
Tell me why.
Okay, I would love to. So I feel like young boys or young men, right, being that they aren't afforded the space to understand their emotions, they just they appear to be immature because they like I said, they lash out and they throw things and they fight. Right? So whereas you'll have a young boy or a young man that doesn't understand sadness or doesn't understand that there's other ways to deal with these emotions. Like every emotion is anger, and that comes across as immaturity, whereas girls are taught to cater to your feelings. All right, it's okay to cry. It's okay to do this. It's okay to go through these emotions. And if we had more young boys that understood, like, yo, it's okay to fucking be sad and cry and sit down for a second and get your shit together, it would be a lot easier. Like it wouldn't be a conversation about girls being more mature than boys, because boys more or less don't understand their feelings. You know what I'm saying? Or even allowed to have feelings. You know what I'm saying? So like, girl, you'll be like, oh no, boys will be boys and they do this and this, that, and the third. And it's like, that's not necessarily the case. If a nigga understood, like, yo, I'm upset right now, even confusion. Like, if you don't understand something, don't get mad. Don't throw stuff. Take a second to understand. Read, like, ask me, lean on the people that love you, that care about you. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like girls don't mature faster than boys. They just are taught at an earlier age about feelings and being sensitive and taking the time out to sit and settle and understand your feelings and your thoughts and emotions. And boys, no, not so much. It's like, go outside, scrape your knee, don't cry, don't be a bitch. Go do this and go do that. Get up, keep going, type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just a misunderstanding of it. Not the boys at that point in time in their life, inability to understand their emotions. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I feel.
No, it's not. I feel like I agree with that too. It's definitely circumstantial. I feel like it's a case-by-case basis. More commonly than not, boys are taught to not cry. Right. But it's ultimately a decision what you teach your child. So we can't blame the way our kids are being raised on society. It's you. If you're the person responsible for your kid, then you have to teach them it's okay to cry and stuff. It's not society responsibility to, no matter what is going on. I'm a single parent. I teach my son that it's cool. I feel like he communicates well. He expresses his emotions. He's not afraid to like. He definitely, I think all like men, because I can't impact him 100% because he is in public school and exposed to everything. But I do teach him like this, you know, it don't got to be like that. You can do it like this. I think it's ultimately the foundation that impacts the kid, like who's raising you. Because you could really go against the grain if you just raise them properly. It don't really matter what
100%.
is normal.
100%. And it's a lot easier when you think about it, like in the sense that like you said, you said earlier you're a literal person, you communicate well, you're expressive. So it's like when you grow up in that type of environment, it's a little easier to adjust to being expressive and saying how you feel and understanding like the thing that the feeling or the thought that you experience and how to communicate it. So that's a lot better than in most situations. You don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Dad over here, mom over here. Like, and it's like, it's a disconnect. Communication not as free flowing in the most spaces. You know what I'm saying? So you being a single mom, I feel like is not only is it a large part of your personality, it's important to you that your son be expressive and talk to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you've seen how this world treats our young boys and young men. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's good. That was fine. I like that. And that took me totally away from my question. But that was good. Now, spoken word, poetry. Can you rap?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
That's fire. That's fire. I
always want to rap. Like, I've written music. They have little challenges on social media that I do. I feel like I'm more passionate when I'm saying poetry than I am rapping because I just feel like with rapping, you got to have this, and I don't have that.
Wait, what is that? What do you mean?
I just feel like these days with rapping, I don't fit the criteria of what they're looking for.
I know what you mean.
I'm not shaking ass, and I feel like a lot of people rap, but I'm very like, I was born in the 90s. I'm very lyrical. I'm very, like, I still listen to the words when I listen to music. So if you're not talking about nothing, I'm probably not going to keep playing it.
No, 100%.
Like, I just genuinely don't care what these new rappers is talking about.
So outside, 100%. I agree. It's tough. It's tough to listen to. That's why, like, the people that I listen to, I gravitate to. I gravitate to Fabulous, Jadakiss, J. Cole, Wale.
Same.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
they still talking about something, and they still trying to, you know, adjust with the flows that they see are popular or whatever, but they not doing too much of changing their natural ways to try to. They still talking about something. I just feel like it's so many people rap. Don't get me wrong, I admire anybody who is not afraid to follow their passion.
Right. 100%.
But as far as becoming a fan, it takes more than just somebody being able to get on the stage. Right. If you're not talking about nothing, I'm not listening. It's not entertaining. It's just very boring.
Yeah. You little motherfucker. That shit ain't music.
Yeah, it's just not.
Right. And the good thing about those dudes is that, like you say, they try to, they pick up on these new flows and these new beats, like these drill beats and things like that, and they actually perform on them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, you give them a beat from the Benjamins beat or some shit like back when, you know, we enjoyed music.
They're not gonna be able to do anything with
Motherfuckers ain't got shit
going. It's like, I'm pretty sure, like, these people that are coming up have some type of potential, but ain't nobody there to tell them, like, but that's what's popular. So
Right. The generation, the once you cross that line from one generation to another generation, it's just like fucking. It's like it's this thin, but it's this big. You know what I'm saying?
They care more about being, I guess, like the music, catching the vibe, the sound of it. I don't think the new generation really care about what they talking about.
Right. Yeah. No. It's.
Yeah, if it's a catchy instrumental that you can dance to, then you're probably gonna make it.
Word up. My next question is this conversation. Is there beef in the poetry community like there is in the rap community?
I haven't experienced any.
So you never had to write a diss poem?
A diss? I wrote a poem recently, and some people that, what's the word? Like, motivated me to write that were people in the poetry community. I've never seen a real, like, poetic beef. That would be cool.
I think that'd be hilarious.
Why it gotta be hilarious?
I mean, because it's like, essentially hip hop and rap is poetry.
Yeah, rhythm and poetry, RAP.
Right. So to stand on stage and deliver like a poem in poem delivery form and be like having ops at the same time. I think that's hilarious. I think that's funny. You don't think that would be funny?
It just seemed normal because I feel like battle rapping is that's very poetic.
Yeah,
every line don't rhyme. All
Right.
those metaphors and wordplay, like that's straight poetry. They
Yeah,
just have a little more anger and passion. But if you listen to some of the stuff that I write, certain portions of it are very passionate, so I seem aggressive or whatever. And it's like that can be the same mentality in battle rapping. It's the same
100%.
thing.
Nah, for real. But like but I'm just talking about like the setting, right? So when you go when you go to a battle rap, you expect aggression, you expect metaphors, and you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you go to a poet. Is it called poetry slams? All right, so you go to a poetry slam, you're gonna expect metaphors and wordplay, but you're not gonna expect aggression. You know what I'm saying? Like passion, yes, but aggression.
It's 2024. It's no one standard for stuff anymore. I've been to a lot of open mics and poetry events and stuff, and everything ranges from to be or not to be to like legit, passionate, powerful, aggressive, gangster poetry. It's just a matter of the person that's delivering it. I got some stuff that's really sweet and then I have stuff that's like, yeah. So it's not abnormal to me is all I'm saying.
Okay.
It would be cute though.
So-
It would be cute to watch.
My next question is: you ever make yourself cry? Like you ever be in the middle of a poem and have to take a second, like, hold up, bro.
Yeah. Only when I say poems about, I've never had that experience until I wrote poems about my ex after he died. I wrote plenty of poems about him while he was alive, but when I had to write poems and express the impact of his absence, those poems always make me emotional. I haven't been able to perform not one time without getting emotional. So I don't got no control over it.
And how long ago was that, his passing, if you don't mind me asking?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Oh, so yeah, that's still fresh. That's tough. Okay. So you did
You was born and raised in Jersey City?
Born and raised in Jersey City, yeah.
But you know people from where? Where are you from in Jersey?
I'm from Union Street.
Oh, so you know Reggie. That's my ex.
We'll talk.
Okay.
We'll talk. Yeah, that's God bless his soul. That was my man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Good guy.
Yeah, 100%. Love him to death. To life. I love him. I love him.
Me too.
So you the humble joint that you did, I just listened to it recently. Being humble, Bumblebee. You know what I'm talking about? The joint you did in the car.
Yeah.
Humbleness. Is it a necessity?
For sure.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I don't think so. I tell me why you think so. Why you think humble is a necessity?
I think it's important. Balance. I feel like it's plenty of times I could have been humble and I didn't take advantage of the opportunity to be humble because I didn't feel like the situation deserved my humility. But being able to be humble is a big deal because for me, I'm a parent, I'm a mother, I'm a female, I'm black. Like, you know, not to bow down, but I do teach my son, like, you do have to be humble. You just have to be. There's so many people that don't have shit. There's so many people battling stuff that you don't know about.
Right.
And it's like, if your way of getting through life is just to be this ain't shit ass individual, and if that's working for you and protecting you mentally, I wouldn't judge you. But I feel like I've got the best results in my life from being humble. When I wasn't humble and I'm talking shit on that poem, like I don't want to be humble, being humble has only got me because people mistake humility for weakness.
Right.
And they're not going to pass up an opportunity to try to take advantage of you. So it's difficult to try to push and teach people to be humble when there's so many vultures out there waiting for, like, you know, waiting for this humble person to be vulnerable so they could just dive in and take advantage. But I think it's necessary because I've got the best results. A lot of good things happen to me as a result of me being humble.
But what about the work though? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can appreciate the idea of people saying, "Oh no, you got to be humble," but at the end of the day, like if I'm doing the work, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know what people are dealing with, but if you're doing the work, you know, you got to understand, like, if I'm going through it and I do the work to get through it, get past it, why not pop my shit? You know
Give
what I'm
me an
saying?
example.
All right, so I come from very, very humble beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? My mother and father, when I was young, my mother and father went to prison.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty much in limbo.
Mm-hmm.
I was staying with abusive family members. Used to beat the dog shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Used to kick me out. I used to sleep on the street. I used to sleep in the basement for a long time, for an extended period of time in my very, very early youth. I lived on the streets alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you take that, and I'm not the type of person to be like to boast and brag or nothing like that. I'm not, but I'm just saying like I get it because my situation was like coming from that to now having my own house, a career job, making X amount of dollars, and just having it to provide a house for my children, a space for my children where they don't ever have to worry about being put out. Don't ever have to worry about where their next meal coming from. I don't have any money issues. You know what I'm saying? It's like I came from that end of the spectrum to this end of the spectrum. Now I'm not in the brightest end of the spectrum. I don't have it all, but I have it infinitely better than I had it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I so chose to say, look at this shit. I did this. This is all me. You know what I'm saying? And I did the work to get here.
But
like,
who
why is
taught
that
you-
wrong?
Who taught you that it is wrong and that that's not being humble?
See, I might be misunderstanding the definition of humble. I feel like I feel like I'm thinking the definition of humble is like being meek or dumbing down and just, saying like, okay, yeah, I did it, but it's not a big deal.
No, because that's not true either. It is a big deal. So, is it just one standard of humility, of being humble?
I don't know. Let's talk about it.
I feel like being humble is necessary. Like, I'm stamped that. But
Okay.
I also don't feel like acknowledging yourself is a form of not being humble.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like, so if I do say, nah, shit good for me right now, type shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could misunderstand that as me not being humble.
And that's not your responsibility to correct somebody else misunderstanding what you meant.
Mm-hmm.
If they are not clear and they take it the wrong way, then you can clarify for them. But it's not your responsibility to worry about how people taking something you're saying if you don't mean it with ill intent. You should be able to say, yeah, I did that.
Right, but so that's tough. But then that's the tough part of it, of understanding. Like, because like we'll never have a universal idea of how things are or how things should be considered, because you could take a word and use it a certain way, and that word will mean something totally different from the meaning that it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? That it was created for. But like, I feel like we should though, like, because like like you're saying, like everything is not the way that I understand things to be. The next person might not understand them to be that way.
But I feel like that's what platforms are for.
Right.
But in real life, I just personally stop wondering what people thinking of or how they taking something that I said. Because if you get in the business of doing that and you get so comfortable with doing that, you eventually don't respond authentically. Because you're so worried about what somebody might think. And it's like, humble is not necessarily authentic. You have to be taught that. You got to be taught that. And I'm more bigger fan of authenticity than humility. And you can be taught to be humble, but I still am big on people being able to just acknowledge themselves without feeling bad about it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And if I just don't truly understand what being humble is, that might be a thing too. I feel like I'm humble, but somebody else might not feel like I am. So it's really just a matter of, like you said, like different people's perspectives on it. But I'm not in the business of clearing it up for somebody who don't think that I am. I know my true intention, and I think humility boils down to your intent behind the things you're doing and saying. If you're only grinding so hard just to shit on people, I don't think that's going to last long. If that's your goal, to shit on people and not just to genuinely feel better and set an example and stuff, I think if the intention is positive and genuine, then you're probably going to progress longer. But it's just a matter of your intention. That's how I feel.
For sure. And it's always been my intention to inspire. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I want the best for everybody around me. Everybody that I come into contact with, initially, I want what's best for you, right? So like, whether or not that idea or that emotion or that feeling sustains over the long period of time, that's different. Because at the end of like I've gotten to a point before where it's like I was overextending myself and I was hurting myself, and it was costing me more than it was helping me. You know what I'm saying? So like I 100% agree. Like I always want to inspire. I want people to be better. I want people to do better, but at the same time, not at my expense. You know what I'm saying? So is that considered not humble?
I don't think that it is. It's not your responsibility to help. I feel like setting an example is enough. Anything else is extra. If you do the work and you put the work in and you let it be known and people are able to see your transition, that should still be impactful without you giving anything up or doing anything extra or dishing out money or creating, spaces or opportunities for other people. Is just not your responsibility. Definitely, if you don't fully understand how to do it or if you don't genuinely want to do it, just let somebody else do it. It's all right.
Okay. Nah, 100%. I 100% agree. Yeah, for sure. This conversation is going really, really well. Yeah. I'm enjoying it. Now, you said you write. You said you paint, you draw. You paint and draw. You clothes, everything. Of those things, of those passions that you have, like what's your fit? Like if you had to choose one, like would you stop one to do the other? Like if you was writing, you was like, yo, this jacket, I got to do something with this jacket.
What you mean?
Like what out of those things, out of the many things that you do, like which one would you, not that you would find more time to do, but like personally enjoy more than the other, or do you enjoy them all the same? Just creating, period, is just that just do it for you.
People ask me that all the time because I do so many different things, but it's just whatever I'm feeling more drawn to in the moment. But as a whole, I can't say that I like this more than that. Writing comes the easiest for me. I don't have a technique or anything, and I can write something really like in depth with a bunch of metaphors and all of this stuff that seems difficult to do without humbly. I can do it easily. I feel like everything else takes a little more brain power and thought.
Okay. How much does social media take a part? Like how much is social media a part of your day? Like how many hours? It's a big part.
Hours.
Mm-hmm. How much would somebody have to pay you to leak your DMs?
What
first of all, are your DMs crazy?
What's crazy?
You know what's crazy.
I feel like, yeah. But leak them, I feel like what's the benefits besides the money, right?
Yeah, money, yeah.
Yeah. I would leak them for some money.
Like how much?
I don't know.
So
enough to make me feel
I feel like the crazier they are, the more money you would have to, you know what I'm saying? Because if it's some wild shit going on in there, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, name a price and we open them up.
10,000.
They're yours.
What?
Go
it's not crazy enough. It's not crazy
because
enough.
I feel like it's not me being crazy. Also, I'm not a person that opens the door. People would disagree with this and argue me down. If I post a picture of me, I don't post I don't feel like I post like explicit shit. I don't post naked pictures and stuff. So if I post a picture and you take the opportunity to slide in my DM with some wild offers or whatever, I didn't do anything to open that door. So I don't have nothing to be ashamed of. You know what I'm saying? I'm not protecting people. I'm not doing anything. I'm just chilling. But I feel like, who are these people? Random people. So why, if $10,000 might not seem like a lot to some people, but that's a lot to me.
For something, just for the DMs?
Yeah, that would be impactful. That's an impactful amount of money that could make a difference and stuff. So why am I turning that down for strangers? I ain't violate. If y'all doing something y'all don't need to be doing, then shit. I bet you nobody don't DM me no more after this.
Oh man, that's crazy because you think like especially when you see women, you know what I'm saying? Like niggas is nasty anyway. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like when you see somebody that, because you're not outside, are you? Like you don't just be out partying and shit like that, do you?
No.
Okay, so yeah, like so if you see somebody that you don't see before, essentially a good looking young woman, you don't know him, you never seen him before. It's like, all right, shit, why not type shit. Like I could only fucking imagine.
It's just so extreme, and I just feel like there's no boundary in between just a basic conversation and just the extreme. Is either gonna be 0 or 100. Either there.
So it's a lot of whoa buddies.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know who create my Instagram. Actually, this is not my first Instagram that I have. I had an Instagram before with like 15,000 followers, which is not that much, but my page was deleted by Instagram because somebody DM'd me when they first activated the video option. And this person was constantly like hitting me up from Jersey City. I'm not gonna say no names. But they're I already posted it. I already publicized it when it happened. This was years ago though. And they kept like DMing me. They were very persistent. And I didn't pay them no mind, but once they activated that video option, they video called me with their shit out. And so I screenshot it and then I posted it like, whose man's is this? And he basically was like, can you please take it down? I have a reputation. I'm like, bro, I asked you mad times. I deleted him and everything, and he made new pages. So I, thinking that I'm doing something, like, you know, speaking for the people, I basically was like, Instagram is not being protective enough over me. I blocked the person, and then they activated this option for people to video call strangers without even having to accept the video call or anything. Like, it was just like straight through. And when I posted it, I tagged Instagram. They basically was like, bitch, you tried it. And then they deleted and shut down my Instagram because people don't have boundaries. Like, yeah, it's extreme.
Yeah, they will send them dicks up.
It's extreme. What is the reason? You're a guy. So
I would like to take the time to say I have never had the desire or the thought to just send my penis via DM.
Because you don't like it?
I just don't see the point in it. And right. I think penises are ugly.
I think vaginas are ugly.
I don't see somebody seeing a penis and be like, nah, that's a dick.
Well, you know, women, like, I don't know. We can tap into that, I guess. Like, I feel like there are women. Everybody knows this stereotype and stigma about women liking bigger penises. So if a guy is cocky and feels like I have a big dingling, he's gonna show it off. Yeah. Or be more liable to show it off than somebody who's not really secure. But I always feel like, was I supposed to look at the picture and then what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, once you got it, it's like,
now what?
All right.
I think that they feel like women are supposed to be like, okay, that's like, you know, that's
Bring
nice.
That dick here.
I want parts. Yeah. I really believe that that's the result. That's the response they're looking for.
I honestly, I don't know. It's not like a nervous thing or nothing like that. It's not like I'm scared. It's just like, for what? That shit just don't make sense to me.
Right. I don't think it does neither. Unrequested dictures, save them.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's wild.
It's wild. So common. It's not cute.
That's nuts. That's crazy. I was about to say that's nuts. When's the last time you got one? Don't say today.
No.
It was recent though.
I don't know. I haven't gotten an unrequested dicture in a while. Probably like 3 months. 3 months. 2 or 3 months.
Oh, okay, so you're doing good. Yeah. Don't start sending them now, niggas.
Yeah. I also don't check my requests in my DM.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't check my shits either. It get bad over there. Because
my page is public, so I feel like, how you get into the requests?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And if I don't see a name that look like it's like...
See, when I first discovered that folder, it was a lot of messages in there, so I was just going through opening them up. It get bad over there. And if requests come from people that you don't follow.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so
that I don't follow back.
If you don't follow them back, that's how they end up in a request. They got a request to send you.
I tap it sometimes. I just never open them because I just be feeling like...
No, so the thing is, if you open them, they like regular DMs, if you open them, I can see that you open the message from me. But like over there, they can't see that you open the message. Yeah. So that's good. But It get bad. It get bad over there.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
Yeah, nah, me neither. It get bad over there.
And then also it's like I've had Instagram for a long time, so it's like what's new. I've already received pictures. I already received such random and bizarre requests and offers. I feel like I've already experienced it all.
Girls try to get at you. Girls try to get at you.
For sure. It's 2024. Like they worse than the guys. Females are way more aggressive.
Oh yeah, no, they are. They are. Somebody sent me some bullshit today.
What?
You want me to say it?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm like, yo, like, game 5 tonight. I want to get some sushi. You know what I'm saying? I want to go watch the game. Person DM me, come eat me.
Right.
We don't even have that kind of relationship.
Right.
We don't it's not funny. Like, it's funny. It's funny.
Not, no,
but like
it's not funny.
It's a 100% funny. But it's not funny. You know what I'm saying? Like it's funny that we talk when we talk about it, it's like, yo, can you believe this shit? But it's like, come on.
You know what it is? Because I'm a female. So I literally am in the process of writing a poem called like Just Keep It Real, right? And it's obviously talking about at least people that I've interacted with or communicated with at least once, not just strangers. But I don't hear often about women. I know that they're aggressive, but I don't, if it's not my experience, so I don't hear about it. Girls, we ain't gonna be telling each other how thirsty we was for somebody. Like those conversations get skipped. So,
right.
But I'm so used to men just being. That was funny.
Nah, niggas.
That was bold.
So in another situation, this happened actually a couple months ago. It was a young lady. I felt like she was cool. You know what I'm saying? We was cool. We had like a rapport. We would be out at the bar. I would speak to her. We would speak, have conversations. Hey, how you doing? Like regular conversations.
Right.
So one day I said something like, I used to do the Grand Rising Queen. I felt like that's funny. Like it's hilarious. People hate it, right? So one day I was like, yo, Grand Rising Queen, and she was like, yo, like what you trying to do? So I'm like, man, I'm trying to get on your nerves type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm chilling. She was like, oh, well, if you're not trying to, like, basically, if you're not trying to take it further, I'm going to just go ahead and block you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
I
damn,
respect
that's
that.
funny.
Shit. I respect that, though, to be honest. Like, a lot of people stray away from people who are straightforward, and these days, I cling to people who just say what's up.
No,
just say what it is, because what do you want?
100%. But, like, in a situation where I feel like if I DM'd you tomorrow, like, yo, Annie, have a good day, and you was to come back like, nigga, like, what are you trying to do, bro? What's up?
Right.
And I'm like, nigga, where's this coming from?
I can't wait to finish this poem because it is so on point with it. Like, it's just basically talking about my experience with people, men. I'm heterosexual, so I only deal with men. So my experiences is only going to be referencing males for the people out there. Like, but it's just basically saying, like, a guy will talk and they'll act like they just cool with being cool, but really have underlying intentions. And it's like, just keep it real, because I don't think that it's a violation for you to express yourself.
Right.
I think it's violating to pretend you cool, knowing damn well you want something more. And I understand.
100%.
I understand playing it cool to get to know somebody or whatever, but still make that clear in the beginning that this is your goal, because I won't waste your time.
Man.
I have male friends that are just copacetic. They're just cool, calm, collected. They don't overstep boundaries. I've experienced being able to be, because people always be like, men and women cannot be friends or best friends. And it's like, whatever title you want to put on it, I've experienced being able to have a relationship with the opposite sex and them not overstep boundaries or try to fuck me or try to get something from me. So I know it exists. I know it's a real thing, but.
Yeah, and that's a ugly way to think about stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you and what have you been through that you feel like men and women can't be friends?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I prefer the company of women to men. You know what I'm saying? I just like being around girls. You know what I'm saying? Women. Like, it's not my fault. You said what?
Why?
I don't know. I just enjoy, like, because it's like, niggas have a tendency to sometimes do too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a homeboy. We not really cool no more, whatever. But we had a conversation one day. He was like, yo, where you going? I was like, I'm about to go down here to Sun House, my homegirl. We're going to probably drink some wine, watch TV and shit, chill. He's like, yo, you ain't fuck her yet? No, nigga. I don't want to fuck. That's my homie, nigga. Did you hear me say I'm going to the homie house?
Right.
It's like, niggas expect you to be a certain way. Like, niggas is horn dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Niggas is crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
Girls are too. Like, they don't make it easier. Females don't make it easier. I used to just be so hard on men, but it's like, I'm a female. I've experienced being around other females, and I see why. Not justifying, because men just do really need to understand boundaries and respect them regardless of whatever. But I do see why boundaries get crossed so often. It's difficult.
I mean, I don't think so, though. Difficult that like
to respect. I don't think it should be difficult to respect boundaries.
Right.
It's difficult to try to stand them and keep boundaries or whatever. For me as a female, because not that I like let my guard down or whatever, but I feel like it's just so many men or people they see stuff. It's social media. It's very impactful. If you behave a certain way, you speak a certain way, you dress a certain way, no matter how much it is, woman empowerment stuff you talk, the reality is if you look and speak a certain way, you're going to attract a certain type of attention. There's no way around it. And then it's like, that you should be taught better to be able to just respect boundaries and be respectful, but realistic. But we are also taught that if you do this way, that you don't. Also, the terms of disrespect and respect have changed. Remember, bitch used to be so disrespectful, and now girls is like, I'm a bitch. Like, they're okay with being called a bitch.
I get tripped up off of the dudes that call the girls bitch, and like they okay with it. They be like, bitch, come on, get in the car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That I would never get used to.
That's crazy.
I would never get used to.
And I've got young ladies that I've been friends with my entire life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are like literally my sisters, and I don't feel like I'll ever be able to do like to cross that line. So yeah, but like your question. Get back to your question. You said, why do I prefer the company of girls to women with the dudes? It's just like, I don't know. It's like, it's not as you don't have to deal with the conversations and the expectations. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, boundaries, that it's a line drawn in the sand, and we're not going to cross that line because that's not the type of relationship that we have. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for that. Mm-hmm. You're not here. You shouldn't be here for that. Mm-hmm. Like if I genuinely enjoy your company, if I want, like you say, I should be able to express myself to tell you, like, this is what I want, this is what I expect, this is how I feel about you. I'm starting to feel this way, or I feel this way.
That's all.
Right?
Just communicate.
But yeah, but like, I feel like if you the homie, like once you the homie, if I say, yo, you the homie, you my friend, that's it. It ain't really nothing past that. Like, I ain't gonna hit you with the S-bomb, call you sis, unless you really my sis type shit. But if you a homie, then you a homie. Like, I ain't trying to do nothing with you.
Yeah, it sound good.
Yeah, and a lot of
it's always that way until it's not, and it's okay 100%. To transition, because if you hang with me and I'm friend zoned, which I'm cool as hell. I feel like I'm a female. A lot of times when I meet people, they expect me to be a certain way. They expect me to be stuck up based off of whatever stupid ass statistics they go by or whatever, and then it's like when they see. Yeah, they just automatically assume if somebody is physically attractive that they have this personality. Mm-hmm. And it's like, who's still attaching looks to a personality? But it's cool. I just feel like
that's just one of those things. Like we say, like, this equals this. Like if you're pretty, you're this way. Right. If you're ugly, you're this way. Right. If you're fat, you're this way. If you're skinny, you're this way, type shit. So that's just one of those things that they're gonna consider to be synonymous. Like if you this, you this. It's no way around it, type shit. Right. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't think it's a bad thing if you have a friend that you've been around and you're attracted to them. It's okay to develop feelings that you didn't intend to have in the beginning. Just communicate it.
For sure.
Because if you don't, nobody's ever prepared for the transition from picking up the phone like, hey, what's up, bro? And then they like, oh, send me a picture. And it's like, what? Now you confused because you don't understand the dynamics of it. And then because it's your friend, you don't want to be defensive and stuff. And it just creates friction. Just communicate. That's it. Right. That's 100%. The answer to everything. Communication.
Communication is 100% always the answer, no matter what the situation is. Right. You don't want to be like they do in the movies when the dude start liking the girl, he just leaning for a kiss. And,
right.
Oh, shit. Nigga.
Right. Like, no, don't open doors. Just wait for them to open. Like.
Well, yeah, communicate the kiss before you lean in for it, homie. What's something that you wish you could do that you can't do?
Something that I wish I can do that I can't do?
Yeah.
What can I do? I wish I could do a backflip. I wish I could sing.
You can't sing?
No. I'll be singing. Anyway. But I
Right.
ain't.
Them shower concerts be the ones.
Right. Like,
Be in the
I'm
car.
gonna put on the show in the shower, but
In the car on the way to work.
I'm sure with
I
a
be
little
getting to
auto-tune and
it.
tweaking, I could do something.
Right.
But other than that, I wish I could just naturally. My father could sing. My sister can sing. I just wish I could sing. I think that's a dope talent to have.
Yeah, no, I don't think I actually know anyone who could sing.
Really?
Yeah, for real.
That
Wait.
sucks.
No.
Nobody? Man or female?
Mm-mm.
And
My
you
friend
know so many people.
Me?
Right?
No.
I mean, because your age, I feel like you know
Hey.
enough people to know
Oh.
at least one or two people that sing. Not
No,
assuming you just know everybody.
I know somebody who could sing.
Okay, good.
I know somebody who could sing. Bino could sing.
Who?
Bino. My man, Bino French, Philadelphia artist. Who else?
Sorry, Bino.
Yeah, my homies, like, they don't really, no offense to the homies, bro. But like outside of like sports and just illegal activities, my niggas don't really be having those skills. Like I ain't got no homies that can fix cars.
You know, that's okay.
Nah, I mean it's fine. Like that's just how that's the life that we have that we grew up with
Right.
and in. But it's like, damn.
You just gotta
Niggas
go
ain't
out
take a
more and meet
second
people.
Niggas ain't take a second to develop no talents. Like I ain't got no talent either.
Right.
But like
I mean, not saying right like you don't, but I feel like you have a passion for something. So
I do.
talent, passion is like,
hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
I don't disagree with that.
Thank you.
Like everybody don't have a talent, but if you develop a passion for something,
Yeah.
it could be mistaken for talent if you do it well enough. So
Yeah.
do something. Don't just do nothing.
I'm a talented conversationalist.
Yeah.
Because I have a passion for conversation.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody can't hold a conversation.
Yeah, true.
Definitely now that technology is taking over.
For real. And it's sad because all my conversation is coming from the technology.
No, that's
I wrote
fine.
all of this down though, so these are all my independent thoughts.
That's fine.
Cosmetic surgery. As a young lady, like you said, you don't the requirements required by this new hip hop world states that you have to have a certain build and a certain desire to show that build. Where do you stand on cosmetic surgery?
I feel like do what you want. I wouldn't say I don't support it. I wouldn't encourage people to do anything that could potentially harm them.
Mm-hmm.
Any surgery is 50-50, from pregnancy to cosmetic surgery. There's no guarantee you're going to get off the table.
Right.
And 50-50 is really being nice, because the risk of you losing your life or having a traumatic experience with it is more than 50%.
Right.
So, you know, with that information, it's like I want people to just be comfortable with whatever it is that they're doing. If you need to make alterations to make your life easier, do your thing. I like the look of natural stuff more than I do of things that are not natural.
Yeah, because that elongated belly button shit, I ain't a fan
And that's
of
the
it.
thing. That's the thing,
shit
because
look-
it's like, be careful what you're choosing to do, because we go this extra mile to get a flat stomach, but now your belly button look weird, and it's like, was it worth the? You don't want fat, but you're okay with your belly. I'm really a stickler.
It's only a belly button though. Like it's not like it's. I mean, I don't like it, but it look crazy to me. Like, and it's just like,
look ironed out.
yeah, it's a deal breaker for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I see that elongated belly button, it's like,
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna body bash.
Nah, we not.
I'm a woman's woman. Do your thing. Personally, like I said, I like a natural appearance better. I don't like if something is altered to look unnatural. If you can get alterations and enhancements and still look natural, do your thing. But if it's changing the shape of your body or what the natural body is supposed to look like, I don't think it was done well. That's all.
Right. I saw. I'm on social media a fair amount, research purposes, and I saw a young lady clearly got her body done. She had the elongated belly button. She was in the mirror brushing her teeth. She's like, "I woke up like this." It's like I thought that was a term. And I was like, specific to women that carried themselves in a natural fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like that woke up naturally pretty, that woke up in their true, and not their true selves, but they like, you know, their God-given selves type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, has that changed? Is that different now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It is.
So she could say that I woke up like this.
Because I don't feel like because a woman got some work done that she is stripped of the opportunity to be self-confident.
No, I'm 100%.
So if she woke up feeling pretty, that's how she woke up. She woke up like that. She woke up confident. She posted herself. She felt good. So it's like, and with that statement ending there, you don't really know what it is she's referring to. So she was probably obviously not referring to her body, which still counts because she woke up like that. But she could have been talking about her face, or just woke up.
No. It was like, it was focused on her body though. Mm-hmm. The video was.
But generally, you wake up in the body that you're in.
Right.
Mostly, when I hear the term "woke up like this," I associate that with waking up with no makeup and enhancements and stuff on your face, no makeup and lashes and stuff. Basically, like, look, I look pretty with no makeup. That's how I take the "I woke up like this" look. You know.
See, you teaching me because I'm figured, because when she focused it on her body, I'm like, that's not your body. It's your body, but it's not your body type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you can't say that. But that's me. That's just me. Like,
so you don't like enhancements?
No, I'm not a fan of them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's essentially, to me personally, it comes down to a self-love thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if not saying that you don't love yourself, but if you can't accept yourself how you are, I'm supposed to, and with that, it's like, if you're not willing to put the work in to make yourself better, why should I, like, you know what I'm saying, consider, like.
That's interesting. Because I look at it more the second half of what you said, like, not putting the work in. I feel like, but you also just don't know everybody's situation.
No, that's true.
I feel like getting enhancements, obviously, there's not too much work you can do to get bigger breasts. So if you want bigger breasts, then you're going to have to get an implant. If you want a fatter ass to a certain size, you're going to have to get enhancements.
Right.
But far as, like, sucking the fat out your stomach and stuff, I went to school for, like, health coach and nutritionist and personal trainer. I was vegan for a long time, like years. So I'm big on, like, health and stuff. So I do feel like put the work in, but I also know that even with me being, like, familiar with that lifestyle, it's very difficult to maintain self motivation. So I don't knock people that take the easy route and just go get all the fat sucked out. I don't think it's a reflection of their drive as a whole. It is an easy way out, though.
Yeah,
it does reflect your lack of ability to just be consistent with something, because you could work out and get that same body.
Yeah.
For the stomachs, I'm talking about.
No, 100%. Yeah. I mean, in any situation, right, you got those people that's on 600-pound life, right? Obviously, it's going to be a little harder for them, but, like, the people that fall short of that, why can't you just do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, just get up and get out there and
it's not that easy.
It's not. It's really not. But if you wanted it, I feel like you would do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't take a lot. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but it don't take a lot for you to just get up and walk a mile, and one at a time.
For somebody battling something,
right?
Because I don't feel like I'm considered, like, big, but I've had times in my life where walking was just too much. Not physically, but you got to be emotionally stable to be consistent with something.
Right.
Even if you know the benefits are, even if you know, like, there are great benefits from it, if you're not motivated mentally or in the right mind state, you're not going to be able to do anything.
Right. But, like, I feel like the want and the desire to be a better version of yourself should motivate you enough. Like, speak to the people that say, "Oh, I don't have the time," or I can't do it," but they would still spend that amount of time on, like, those 25 to 30 minutes on social media. You know what I'm saying? So, like, now those people that I can't really, like, and those are the people that I'm really speaking to. It's like, you take your time to do something that's potentially, like, if you don't like yourself for any reason or any part of yourself, and you taking time to go to a place where people put out the best versions of themselves, like, pretty much all of that shit is fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, the visuals, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you want to do that to yourself when you could just get up and go for a quick stroll, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Just to get the heart pumping, get the blood pumping, get the heart going, get them calories burning. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I get that.
So those are the people that I'm speaking to.
Yeah. I'm one of them. So
this is a good question I wrote down. This is turning into an interview, so I felt like it was a good conversation. All right, so now, art-wise, you do a lot. How does your personality show in your style?
In
your style, like your style of dress, how you carry yourself. Like, can we?
How about you tell me? What can you grab from my personality based off of how I'm dressed? This is my go-to style.
Okay.
Like oversized. I don't really like tight stuff. Every now and then, I'll do something. If I want to feel like grown or sexy, I'll put something tight on. Mm-hmm. But I'm not comfortable dressed like that. This is when I feel the most confident. I got baggy clothes on.
Okay, so I get like artsy, but like.
What's artsy?
Like the creative type, like you. Like I see like like you know like you would I will bump into you at an art show, or like a what's some shit called? Damn, not like a museum.
Art show?
Not like a museum, but like like an art show, or like you know what I mean?
Yeah, well you would. So I guess it's doing the things I needed to do. I'm real like I was born in the 90s. I'm still obsessed with the 90s, the culture, the music, everything about it. The less pressure they had on women to enhance themselves. I feel like 90s was the era of just like straight natural beauty. Everybody, I mean, weave was a big deal and stuff, but most of the women, they had their natural bodies. They just look so pretty. So
right.
I just want to live.
You don't smoke or drink or nothing?
Nope.
That's good.
Nope.
That's good. I was watching something on social media, research purposes again. I was watching the young lady. It was like a young lady and a young man, and young man was like, the young lady was like, "Yo, you smoke?" He was like, "Nah." He was like, "You drink?" He was like, "Nah." She's like, "Oh, you boring as fuck."
Yeah, I get that.
People say that to you?
Nobody never called me boring to me, but I probably did have. I've heard that. What do you do? Like the most common conversation with meeting a stranger, they're like, "You smoke, you drink," and it's like, "No," and they're like, "Well, what do you do?" I'm like, "Live a healthy, sober life." That's right.
That's tough. That's tough because it's like we spoke about it a little while ago. It's like people. Certain things have become the norm, and people can't do one thing without doing another thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like a lot of times people can't hold the conversation without gossiping. Mm-hmm. People can't party without enhancements, alcohol, pills, weed, shit like that. So that's tough. That's tough on society right now, especially in situations where you have people like myself. I drink. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I don't drink. I drink because because I'm not a people person. Mm-hmm. I do not like talking to people. I don't like crowds and shit like that. But like once I start drinking,
you get comfortable.
All gloves are off type shit. I'm a social butterfly. I'm moving around. I'm bouncing around. And I'm talking to people. You know what I'm saying? So but I would rather not drink. Mm-hmm. But I know if I didn't drink, I would not go out and meet people and be amongst the people type shit. You know what I'm saying? I would sit in the house all day and just watch TV.
But you're okay with that too?
I am 100%. But at the same time, I got friends that like to do those things, and I like to be my friend's friend. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. I want to be there for them. Right. I want to do so.
But it's okay because I feel like that's still done in modesty. It still counts if you just doing it for. And if you just doing it to get drunk and have a good time, by all means do your thing. I'm just big on prioritizing. So if you want to be out here drinking and all this stuff, like make sure everything else matches. That's all. Like it's not healthy.
It's not, and I hate it. Some mornings I overdo. Some nights I overdo it, and I wake up feeling sick, and I'm like, man, I'm never doing that shit again.
That was a good night, though.
And then my phone ring.
That mean it was a good night, though. If you wake up like that.
And then my phone will ring, and I'm like, yo, what you doing? And I'm like, I ain't doing nothing. We doing it again tonight, nigga.
But you just gotta, but you can, just balance. It's just really all about balance. Because lately, like, I work at a dispensary, so when I first came there, I was the only one that did not use anything, like edibles, nothing. And they were just like, how the fuck you get this job? And now I eat edibles every now and then. But I won't go out.
To ask you that.
I won't go out. I can't eat one and go outside. I probably could, but it's just not my thing. I don't like to be under the influence of anything or my original state compromised around people. I won't be able to enjoy it. The only time I can be high or eat an edible and just really just vibe is if I'm like by myself or in like a small space.
I'll be sitting down here and just listening to music.
Because you do need a mental escape, and it's like people could shy away from it, and I was big on before. I just felt like I don't want to drink, I don't want to get high, I don't like smoking, but I do need a mental escape from reality sometimes, and it'll just take you a little bit out there, calm your brain down. So I encourage people to, if you don't want to drink and smoke, you should try eating the edible.
Yeah.
Microdose.
Mushrooms.
No, that's where I draw the line. I'm not trying to trip out. I got low tolerance. I can't eat no mushrooms. You ate one before?
Nope.
Yeah, you did.
Nah, it's not a bad deal though. Like it's an experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Stay away from mirrors. Don't go to the bathroom and look in the mirror because you'll be there for 2 to 3 hours. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that. What is the reason? Who wants to be that high? I just need to be mellowed out. I don't need this crazy experience. It's not that deep.
Nah, it don't like, unless you like on some like astronomical shit. Like it don't really like fuck you up.
But
like
you're gonna hallucinate. That
no,
is
not all the
that's
time.
Scary. You didn't hallucinate?
No, you don't. Oh, no, see, that's the thing. That's a misconception. You don't always hallucinate, but it's just like you pay like when I say stay away from mirrors. Mm-hmm. Because you're gonna lock in and you're gonna pay attention to shit in like super duper great detail type shit. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna start to pick apart your appearance, but not in a negative way. It's like, yo, like damn, nigga got nose and shit.
This stuff.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like it might even make you a little more creative type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
creative.
it make you just see shit and understand, like see shit and think about shit differently. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you high, it's just like, damn, I'm high. Fuck.
Right.
Why is I can hear my heart beating.
That's too high.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like shit like that. But the mushrooms don't really do that for you. Like especially if you microdose them.
Yeah, for you. Because a lot of people trip.
That's the scary part about it. Like if you overdo it, if you don't know what you're doing and you overdo it, then you could have a bad trip and end up being fucked up for real.
Yeah, I ain't trying to risk it.
Nah, fuck that. Nah, I get it. But like I prefer mushrooms to weed. I feel like alcohol, I drink, but I really don't like drinking no more.
You smoke?
No. But I prefer, I drink because I could get in the least amount of trouble drinking with my job. Mm-hmm. Whereas like, not necessarily, I can't smoke weed and like mushrooms, like they'll probably be like, oh, this nigga's a crackhead.
Right.
Type shit. You know what I'm saying? So like shit like that. And plus introducing mushrooms to the conversation of like, people of color is like, nah, nigga. Right. Like they think like heroin. Like, you know what I mean? They think the hard shit, like this nigga fucking with these white people.
Right.
You
no,
know
that's
what I'm
exactly what it gives. Like our community, they're getting more familiar with it now. I feel like it's becoming more normal.
Right.
But no.
Yeah. I'm inquisitive. I'm explorative. So it's like I'm not like fond of vain, explorative, and inquisitive, but like I'm like, yo, like, you know, I never did ecstasy or nothing like that, no Molly or none of that shit, but like shit that come from the earth, like I'll do weed, I'll do mushrooms, you know what I'm saying? You got to do a little something to alcohol to get it to where it's at type shit, but I'll fuck with it. But like I get in the least amount of trouble fucking with alcohol type shit.
Yeah, I support catching the vibe chemically.
100%. What is the hardest part about being you?
I'm very literal. I take everything like literal. if somebody is trying to speak and they're not speaking directly, I'm probably not gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably gonna go over my head. And because I think I communicate well. It's difficult. People not used to it, so they don't give me the best results because I'm straightforward. So, yeah. And I'm misunderstood, so that's not really a good experience. It don't feel good to be misunderstood.
Misunderstood how?
I feel like I mean well, but maybe the way that I communicate or how I choose to discipline or distance, it might come off as something other than positive. I get misunderstood often. Yeah. I think that's the main.
That's tough. You saying. Oh no. So when you say you're very literal, I mean like you speak literally. You very matter of factly.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how the potential to be misunderstood can exist in that space. Because if it's like, if I'm gonna say what I need to say, how the fuck can you misunderstand what I'm saying? Type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's how I feel.
That's
how
tough.
are you
People are stupid.
misunderstanding what I'm saying when I'm very like straightforward? But I feel like because everything is so watered down and we're so programmed to be humble and not try to offend people, most people speak with that intent to not offend somebody or something, and I kind of just, it's not like I'm not being humble, but I just, like I said, I stopped worrying about how somebody's going to feel about something I said because I know I don't mean it with ill intent. I'm not about to go cursing up a storm in front of an old-ass lady, but other than that, I don't really care what people feel. And it comes off as like I just don't give a fuck. I just don't, probably. That's probably why it's difficult, because I genuinely just don't. I don't mean bad, and I just feel like people just want things to be negative. And they gonna project it onto you, so it's just difficult to communicate straightforward.
Not giving a fuck is not necessarily negative all the time.
I don't think so.
In most cases, it's not negative, because at the end of the day, like if you give a fuck about what people say and think and feel, you'll never get through your day genuinely like you want to, like you need to for yourself.
Right. But if you go through the day smoothly and nonchalant, it's going to create friction because people are going to categorize you as a problematic person. It's so weird that trying to be, civilized and unproblematic can be categorized as problematic. People not used to people just shutting the fuck up and just saying what they mean.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Like,
I deal with that shit every day.
Like, if you say you don't like something today, if somebody is just like, oh, you like this song? If I'm like, nah, I didn't like it, wasn't hitting for me.
What? How you don't like this?
I'm being disrespectful or something. It's like, no, I just didn't like it.
Right. Listen to understand. Don't listen to respond.
I gotta learn that too.
All right, I got kind of a, I don't know, I guess how you categorize it. You could have mad money but never fall in love, or you could fall in love but never have mad money. Which one are you choosing? You're not poor, but you just don't have like a lot of money. So you either have money and not love, or you can have love and not a lot of money.
All right, and not a lot of money, I'm still surviving? Or I'm struggling?
Struggling.
I'm never picking to struggle. I'm never choosing to struggle. Love is not struggling. Love is not worth struggling. I don't care, don't recommend love over struggling. No. I want the money. Love is cool, but if I had to choose, not struggling.
I feel like, well, no, see, this would be me getting on the soapbox and speaking negatively about shit like that. See, I'm anti-relationship, right? And but like, it's just over the time. Like you hopefully not, but I feel like eventually people get to a point where they feel like love has been nothing but a hindrance. You know what I'm saying? Like it slows you down. Like you gotta consider the thought. Like I can't go about my life the way that I want to because I gotta consider the feelings of this person over here type shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's tough. It's just, I feel like you with love, you always sacrificing, and I feel like in love, men sacrifice more than women. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that part of it is scary.
Sacrifice don't scare me.
No, sacrificing. If we agree that we are partners.
When you say in love, a man is sacrificing more than a woman. What
Right.
are you sacrificing?
Most times in relationships and in love, men don't necessarily follow through with their passions. You know what I'm saying? They don't really have the opportunity to live out their ideas and desires because they have to now cater to the world. Because like it's been widespread. It's been said. It's one of those things that's as old as time. Like you say, happy wife, happy life. You know what I'm saying? And in those situations, like we don't necessarily consider the man, and the man is not considered because the man is taught to be stern, be strong, provide, do what you got to do for the family, be strong and be around, be present for the family. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll have your minute, you'll get your time in your day. They'll give you a man cave. You know what I'm saying? When you get to a certain age, they'll let you sit in your favorite. Nobody will sit in your favorite chair. But at the end of the day, like, as a man, you got to be a provider, protector, which is nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. You got to be a provider. You got to be a protector. You always got to stay on your job. So it's not, you might want to learn the saxophone. You might want to learn the harmonica. And you don't necessarily get that opportunity because you got a job to do. You know what I'm saying?
I can't speak from a man's perspective. So I feel like you should be able to be in love or have a partner and do whatever it is that you want to do.
Right.
I think when they say like happy wife, happy life, people take that so literally, and then they're like, like you said, when you hear it, you think it only matters about the wife happiness, not realizing that when they say happy wife, happy life, it's circumstantial based on the wife.
Right.
There is no one standard of happiness. So what makes me happy might not make the next female happy.
Right.
Because if I'm happy, that means that you're protecting, providing. But ultimately, a man can protect and provide. That doesn't mean that a woman stops. In a relationship, a man is protecting and providing, but a woman always, even before, during, and after a relationship, is protecting and providing.
For sure.
So when you meet a man that's protecting and providing, it's not only protecting me from getting into fights or people harming me physically. It's to protect the woman mentally.
Right.
So that's going to ultimately make her happy. And you're going to be happy because you're doing something for her and she's giving you something. And it's not, you just naturally want to protect and provide for somebody that's giving you something, a good feeling. It's not like a job. And if you start looking at it or if you start to feel like I'm sacrificing or it's a job, then it's like you don't need to be in it.
Right. But I agree. Not necessarily a job though, but it's like as a man in that relationship, it's your duty to perform. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta be this pillar of the things that a man in a relationship is supposed to exemplify. It's like, and it gets tough. Type shit. And I'm not shitting on relationships, and I'm not shitting on men who do find pleasure in those things, in being a provider and protecting all things. Because essentially we all do. We all want our people to feel safe in us and around us. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not shitting on that idea, and that or whatever.
It just didn't work for you.
It's just no. It's just tough because it's like. I'm anti-relationship. So it's like it's not tough for me to explain, but I just don't want to make it seem like I'm shitting on the idea of it.
No, just it is what it is. If you're anti something, that's shitting on it. You're not for it. You don't support it. You don't encourage it because you don't think that it can be done successfully and happily with the men in mind. And that's because that's been your experience, or you just coming up with that based off of what?
That's been the experience of a large amount of the men that I know.
How about you?
That has been...
Has it been your experience?
It has. Yes, it has. It has before.
Okay,
yes.
so that's gonna reflect in the way that you feel about it. Mm-hmm. But like I said, it's circumstantial. It's a case-by-case basis. We just live in a society where they say something and they stamp it, and we're literally programmed and brainwashed to think like this is how it has to be. In a relationship, we are like relationships fail because we're following a standard that we didn't set and that don't apply to us. So if they say like, oh, in a relationship, a man and a woman has to be faithful, and then now we think that that's the way it goes. If we get in a relationship and somebody cheats on us, then we're like, oh no, this is failing. This relationship is not successful. But it's like, why are you basing your relationship standards on stuff that you and your partner didn't set? Because there are some relationships where they encourage each other to step outside the relationship or bring people into the relationship, and that's what works for them.
Right.
So it's not no one way. There is no one standard, and once people drop the idea of this one set standard of the way a relationship has to be, then I feel like they will be healthier, because it's like you set the tone for what you want in a relationship, and when you meet a person and y'all start building a relationship, the woman can express what she looks for, and it's either you gonna meet the standards or you don't.
I mean, like you saying, but that's society. Society tells us that when you label a thing, this thing has to now be colored, painted this way, and it got to be. This is the paintbrush that you have to paint this thing with. This is the paintbrush. This is the color that you have to use on this thing. So it's like once you call it this is what. These are the rules of this thing. So like you say, like people. But that's what society tells us.
Right, but we're here, and we are society, ultimately. So it's just like, it sounds good, but it's not realistic. Because I don't have to follow your standards for a relationship. And it might not work for you, but it'll work for somebody. Like, I feel like people in general should protect and provide. Because I'm very protective. And even if I meet a man that's protective over me, I'm still going to be protective over him, and it's going to be circumstances where it's not your responsibility to be the protector. Because if a female is bothering you, you know what I'm saying, that's my responsibility to step in or whatever.
Right.
Just in terms of size and just the dynamics and all of that stuff, is just like you meet a person who can match you and things will be okay. Drop the standards, drop the expectations, and set your own, and I feel like it could be a successful situation. Like, take the titles off it, because you said once you name something, that's what creates all the chaos and shambles in the world, because it's a label, it's a name, a boy, a girl, a wife, a girlfriend. It's just like there's no one standard. But
that's another negative about it too, because people rush to labels though.
Right.
Because if you don't label me this, then I'm not gonna be this. I'm not gonna be this for you. If you label me, until you label me this, I won't be that for you, type shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's tough because, like I said, people rush to labels, which is unfair, because like you say, catching a vibe. Let's the thing that we are doing, we're having success with it, we're having success in it, and it's working for us. You know what I'm saying? But your friend or your aunt, your cousin, your sister, they might not agree. Like, yo, like, why the fuck you doing this and this nigga ain't making you this? Like, you should,
Right. But it's because people associate titles with standards. You should be able to set your standards without looking for a title. If I'm dating you and I'm going to be associating with you consistently in this way, then I am going to set boundaries and standards. And you either follow them or you don't. If you don't want to follow them, like, we don't really got to get into the ballistics about titles or what I am to you, but if you're consistently dealing with a person and it's only natural to develop an attachment to a person. It's only natural to want to be monogamous, if not for anything else, at least for the safety aspect of it. As not being, introduced to different partners and stuff is you're least likely to contract something or something. Right. If not for 100%. Anything else, at least for the health aspect of it, people want monogamy for that. But it's just like, it's ultimately what you and your partner decide to do. Talk, have a conversation, set boundaries. I don't think it's ever too early to set standards and boundaries in a relationship.
So you, as a young lady, a young woman, me personally, I've seen lately that more women struggle with monogamy.
Where you see that?
Everywhere. And I see it even in I'm not gonna put that on my friends, but like women that I know, like, they don't necessarily
want to be faithful. You saying like women
like faithful, cheating? not even faithful, but just the idea of just sitting down with one person every day for an extended period of time. They don't see that as as something that they will want to experience or something that they see as like a way of life that they could get an idea that they could get behind.
I think that's healthy for them
You
to
think so?
feel that way. Yeah. Because why are you going to feel that way if you don't feel that way about a particular person that's making you want to just be with them? I don't have to feel like I just want to be. But when you say that, are you implying that they want to be with multiple people?
That's been my like they're like now I get it, like dating is dating. You have the opportunity to sit with multiple, you can sit with multiple people. Now dating is dating. Now the actual act of lying with these people, I don't know if that's the case. But I know through conversations that I've had with people that whose opinion I respect, they've had if they have instances where they say like, you know, like, yeah, like I fuck with this nigga, I fuck with this nigga, I fuck with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's like or they put emphasis on having a roster type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I don't know if I've seen like more women, like a lot of the guys I know, they see a girl, they like a girl, and they like, yo, I want to chill with Shorty. I want to be with Shorty. I want to go with her. I want to be with her. I want to be around her. Whereas I don't see that in a not a large majority, like not a large number
You
of the
better
women.
push that black men don't cheat narrative on your platform.
I'm trying to tell you. No, but I really do see it though. It's like so the black men don't cheat shit. Yeah, it started off as like a funny thing. It was a joke. It was a trope. Cool. But now it's like, yo, like niggas is really not trying to fuck around.
It
type
sounds
shit.
good. But it's all just a matter of generation, age, culture. Like, people gonna do what they want to do.
So
And
that's what
that
I'm
is it,
saying.
and that is all.
I'm asking, do you see that or you don't see it? Or
I
you
think
just be in your own
monogamy
little
is
world
cool.
for
I
it?
prefer monogamy. Like I said, I said if not for anything, for the health aspect of it.
Right. Not just you though. Like just people. You because you see people. You
I
speak
see
to people.
I see a lot of people in monogamous relationships.
Okay.
So I have friends that are monogamous, in monogamous relationships. I have associates in open relationships.
Okay.
I experience people like you that feel like I'm good
That gotta
off
be crazy.
this. Huh?
That gotta be crazy.
It works for them.
I mean,
and then
yeah,
there's
I
people
respect
like
it.
you that don't, not looking forward to it, but it's different strokes for different folks. It works for some
For sure.
people. I've seen relationships that are not necessarily successful, but lasted a long time. I don't know what is considered a successful relationship. I feel like just because people have been together for years don't necessarily mean that the relationship is successful. It's just lasting. And that could be due to attachment or comfortability or anything. It
Right.
don't necessarily mean that it's like the relationship is successful. I think a successful relationship is when you and your partner establish this communication level that is so... like I just feel like it's when you reach a certain level of communication and acceptance and respect that no matter what happens or if y'all part ways or whatever, y'all still remain like, have a love and respect for each other.
Right.
That's a successful relationship.
But people will tell you like, yo, them niggas been together forever. That's good.
Yeah, it sound good.
Like not the whole time they be on their Mr. and Mrs. Smith shit. And
Right. And living whole separate lives. And it's like,
right. Yeah. I understand.
these humans are unpredictable.
Oh, so bad. You just never know with people, and that's one of the bad parts of it. It's like somebody could be somebody to you today, and then like you always find this shit out at the worst possible time. You know what I'm saying? You'll never know. Like it's just like you find out your friend ain't your friend. It's like, yo, like, damn, nigga.
Right.
You not. How the fuck aren't you who you supposed to be to me when I need you the most? Type shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that shit sucks. But speaking to that, what do you feel like is one of the? Do you give me an example of one of each? Like, what is the worst quality a person can have, and what is the best quality a person can have?
I think the worst quality, just one?
One of each. Oh, you can say as many as you want.
The worst quality a person can have is lying.
Okay.
Like, I think that's like one of my deal breakers, just lying and inconsistency. I feel like anything else can be worked on, but them two things is like my deal breakers.
Lying and inconsistency
Like, what we lying for?
are the worst.
Right, for me, because I feel like I create a safe space for people to be themselves. I'm authentic. I'm going to tell you the truth, and I feel like it's just difficult to deal with because I'm probably like if I'm talking to you, I'm telling the truth. I'm being honest. And I just assume that you being honest too. So if I find out you're not, it's like I don't want to continue communicating with you because I don't want to constantly be worried about if you're telling the truth or not. That is stressful.
I can agree with you 1,000% about that because I feel like with a thief, you know what you're getting with the thief.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But with a liar, you absolutely have no idea what you're getting.
Right.
You have no idea, and that's tough because it's like you'll go into a situation with the best of intentions. You'll have this person. You could have this person's back, and you could be riding, ready to go, arms, guns ablazing. Come to find out, the story that this person told you was like
It's like I can't deal with that.
Yeah, that's
and then it's like it
scary
ain't
as
no
fuck.
judgment, but like it is. I feel like people that lie have a mental imbalance. They're, every year they coming up with something, a new name for a disease, or taking something more serious than they did last year. I don't know when they gonna start categorizing lying as a mental imbalance. Like schizophrenia and bipolarism, lying is a mental imbalance. It's a disorder. If you're constantly, I'm not talking about lying to get away from the cops or because, you're late for work. That stuff, yes, save your own ass, but just fabricating stuff from scratch and just lying and flexing, it's just like, who raised you? I don't get it. I can't relate. I don't understand. I cannot comprehend. Like, I'll never understand. And the best quality I think a person can have is patience. I think like honesty and patience. Be patient with people.
Okay.
Open-minded.
I'm patient, but I don't like waiting.
Yeah, me neither. But I'm patient too, so I get
All right,
that.
so that makes sense. All right, cool. I thought I was saying something crazy, like outlandish type shit.
No, I don't want to wait on people.
Yeah, nah. Like if I say I'm 5 minutes away, I'm 10 minutes away. I'm giving you more than enough time to get your jacket and be downstairs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, okay.
Right. Why were you not outside? Apparently, you have another option of a ride. If you think I'm about to be sitting down here waiting.
Okay, that's good. So I feel like one of the worst. I agree with you. Not kind of, but I absolutely agree with you. Lying is like one of those qualities. It was like one of the worst qualities you can have, because when you are a liar, you put so many people in danger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unnecessarily too. Especially like if I care about you. If you one of those people that I care about, if I'm around you and I fuck with you, I care about you. You know what I'm saying? So like, why would you put me in a situation where it's like I'm going off something that you said and it's untruthful and it can land me in a world of hurt. Now our story's on the line because now you got to make up a new lie to get yourself out of this situation that you got me into. So yeah.
I saw something recently that said, it's probably not verbatim, but it basically said like some people are raised with love and other people are raised to survive. And then it's like, I try to understand people, but even if I understand you, I still don't want to associate with you if you have certain personality traits that don't align with mine. So it's like, I don't really care about your trauma once you lie. It's like, that sucks for you, but we're not going to continue this relationship. Whatever dynamic the relationship is, whether it's friendship, employment, whatever, it's not going to be successful.
I mean, and with that, like, I don't think, like, you could have a situation where somebody is raised, because I like I said, I grew up, when I was growing up, I had been thrust in a survival mode position very, very early on. You know what I'm saying? But like, it changed me and it made me a certain way, but like not enough to be like on some shit like putting my people in danger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could raise them with, like you said, you could raise them with love, and they survival or something like that. Like, I grew up in survival mode. Now I live with love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I appreciate, like, all my friends before we get off the phone. I love you. You know what I'm saying? I tell people I think
that's important.
100%.
Very important. Tell your people you love them.
No, 100%. We did the qualities question. I want to ask you this question, but I feel like we discussed it. Is the idea of being in love and locked in with a single person for a long time still a thing, or is it an outdated thought? Like being in a...
I think it's still a thing. People still crave romance, and most people associate romance with monogamy, one person. Mm-hmm. It's a thing. It's an attainable goal.
Okay.
With the right,
with all these weapons that's forming against us, OnlyFans, Instagram, you know what I'm saying? You got all these things that's coming up, and you got people just you know, you have people, you experience personality shifts. Like, because people, I'm here with you today, right? Well, not me, because I'm old as shit, and I am who I am. But you got people that might be younger, say 24, 25, 26, and they don't necessarily, they haven't grown into the person that they are going to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, even with that, you'll experience a personality shift, and like you'll wake up next to this person that you don't even know anymore, type shit. You know what I'm saying? So even with all of that, social media is all these outlets that allow people access to people that's unprecedented shit that we ain't never seen nothing like this shit before. You know what I'm saying? You still feel like that's a real thing, it's a possibility?
I do, because just take the title love off of it. I think it's more so an experience that people looking for. You could call it what you want, but it's like, it's just the experience to be with somebody that you love, that you trust, that you know, feel safe around. And it's like, you're going to wake up and feel like, ew, this person is no longer like attractive as I thought they was, or they even become unattractive based off of things they do or don't do. So, but if you know, it's like, we human. We're never going to feel the same way forever. We're growing. We're getting older. Our tolerance for certain things are lessening or whatever. But I think it's possible that you can meet somebody that you just accept and respect, and that's in it for the long run. I think that's a goal that's attainable. It's like, what's love got to do with it?
Good song.
Yeah, like, you could love them, but
Good
it's
movie
like,
too.
in a relationship, it's like, love is not the main thing that's necessary. It's consistency, it's respect, it's a bunch of other shit, and it's like, love is cool, but I can date somebody. I feel like I'm capable of dating somebody without being in love with them, personally.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, love, because love and dating, that's like, you can date without love,
Right.
but you can't love without dating. I guess.
You can love somebody and not date them. I love people that I would never date.
No. I mean, like, no, that type of love though. You know, there's different forms of love. But like, could you love someone? Could you be in love with? Let's think, like, I'm thinking about the idea of being in love with somebody. Like, I feel like you could date someone and not love them, but you can't be in love with someone, and not have ever dated them or experienced them in that way.
I was in love with someone that I didn't date.
Okay.
I was young too, and my standards were lower. Just throwing that out there. But now I feel like I'm probably not gonna learn to love someone who I can't see myself dating. Because it's like, what do I love about you?
Right. I mean, yeah. So now, friendship-wise, in another form of relationships, do you feel like it's important to keep people at arm's length?
Yeah.
Or,
That's a little too close sometimes too.
right.
Like,
How big is your friend group?
I don't have a lot of friends.
4.
Barely.
3?
Yeah, I mean,
Not associates.
No, friends. I know. I have a few friends. I got like 5 friends.
5 friends. Okay.
Like, legit friends.
Is it hard to make new friends?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't trust people.
Essentially, just off top.
Off the top. I can associate with you, but I don't even think about the relationship progressing into a friendship. I can go out and hang out with people and everything and still go home and not crave their attention or not consider them somebody a part of the long run. Like, I'm able to have experiences with people without putting these labels. Just because I could go out with you and have fun with you don't mean you're my friend. Like, I don't really need no more friends than the ones that I have. I'm not looking to make more because I got a solid few friends and I feel like that's more than enough. If you don't second guess or question the genuineness of a person, and if you don't second guess like their intentions, and you just just have this genuine, just subconscious love for these people, it's hard to develop that. So if you get to do it once, that's still a luxury. So if you have 2 friends, then that's 2 times a luxury twice over. So 3 or 4 friends is a lot.
No, that's a fact,
to
for
consider
sure.
friends. Associates, plenty of people that I associate with, I enjoy their vibe and presence, but it ain't deeper than that.
So my problem is I'm a go with the flow kind of person. Friendship, I don't really use that word. Like, I don't really throw that word around a lot. It's like I've had situations where people presented themselves as friends, but the actions and behaviors a little down the line proved to be a little different, a lot different. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. It's tough for me. I would say it's tougher. It's tougher for me to make friends because I'm not making no more friends. Period. At all. So it's
I don't
like
think I am either.
so because it's tough because I'm trying to say is I've been around people that presented themselves to be friends of mine or attempted to be friends of mine, and it's just always ended up being some backstabby type shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Intentions.
And it's like you coming into my life under the guise of friendship and, you know, being a part of my life as a person that's gonna be beneficial to my mental and emotional well being. And it's like, and you betray that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that to a person? That's a special and particular type of evil. That's crazy.
If you take it personally, I think that just like I feel like and encourage people to have a conversation about boundaries and standards and like committed relationships, like in intimate, like what's the word? In like romantic relationships, I encourage that same thing for friendships too.
Right.
You should be communicating with people what your standards for friendship are. Like,
you niggas suck.
Huh?
I'm talking to them niggas.
Oh, yeah. And it's like you should just, because it's going to seem like somebody backstabbed you if they don't meet your standards, but if you never communicated your standards to them, then you can't assume that they came in with ill intent. They probably never met your standards from the beginning. You just ain't checked to see.
That could be true, but I feel like I'm very vocal about my expectations because I feel like the type of friend that I am is the type, like, if I wouldn't expect I don't expect from people what I can't provide. So if you see me carrying myself in a certain way, you know you got to have some idea, like, all right, this is how this nigga move. I'm gonna either I'm gonna fuck with this nigga and be on the same accord as him, or I'm gonna not fuck with that nigga because that's a standard that I can't keep up, or I don't even want to attempt to try to be a part of type shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's fucked up to come into a situation waving a friend flag and then turning around and not actually doing what you need to do to be a good friend. Because I feel like I'm a great friend to the people that I consider friends.
Do they feel like that?
I would like to think so.
You would know if your friends think you're a good friend or not.
I know. No, I'm saying, like, I've been told by some of my, like I said, because I got some, God's not going to tell you that type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, my homeboys, they're not going to tell me. You know what I'm saying?
Reflecting the conversation and the experience.
And the energy and the time that we spend with each other. Yeah, for sure.
But
my homegirls tell me all the time.
That you're a good friend?
Yeah.
Good. I would say that when you do find a friend that you feel to be a bad friend or a backstabbing friend, there was clues, probably red flags you ignored.
Yes.
I don't think that people become bad friends overnight.
That has only been my experience one time. I saw all the red flags and I still was like, you know what?
Because you love them. And then it's like when they do something, it's like, oh, is it bad? It's like, nah, they are who they been. So it's hurtful, but it's like, is it? You seen all of these things that you knew wasn't okay. You just kept forgiving them or just hoping that they'll be different. So it's really
no. So more so, it was a situation. The most recent specific situation that I'm thinking about is like, it was like, all right, bro, that's son over there. That's just how he is, type shit. You know what I mean? And it was just like that shit could never get to me enough to where I would be upset once this person turned out to be who they actually are, type shit. And then come to find out, you know, just the person that I am living with, the heart that I'm living with, it's just like once that person turned out to be the person that they are, I was like, damn. Had it happened sooner or just at a different time where I wasn't just emotionally going through a bunch of other shit, I probably wouldn't have give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But like just that when it happened, it was like, damn, my nigga, like I said, we spoke about it. I said it always happened at the worst time.
right.
It was just like, fuck. Right now, nigga, really? You know what I mean?
So when you not to get all into detail, but if you referring to somebody not showing up for you during a time of need?
No.
Okay, just scratch that.
I'm speaking to a person just not necessarily having your back when they was presented with the opportunity to have your back.
I'm big on that too.
You know what I'm saying?
No matter what it is, I don't care.
Yeah, for sure. You
Like,
got to
we're
be.
not gonna be friends. If I seen you had an opportunity to have my back and you didn't have it, I don't want to be your friend.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
And it's tough. It's
we ain't
tough
gotta be enemies neither.
No.
But you're not my friend.
No, not at all. And it's tough to come back from shit like that because it's like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this whole time I've been nothing but supportive and been a friend of yours. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, I've been nothing but a friend of you. Like, all this time, like, I had your back. The talks, the walks, you know what I'm saying, the drives, whatever, the nights at the bar type shit. I had your back. I've been there for you, my nigga. Like, you had the one and only chance to be my friend and have my back. This is one because I'm not a nigga that get into shit a lot.
I don't even know what is the dynamic to the situation.
I'm just speaking.
No,
I'm just. This is all just speak. I'm just talking. I'm just saying. But like, cause me personally, I'm not a nigga to get into a bunch of shit. Like, especially not with people type shit. Like, I don't be getting into shit. But I don't have issues with people. I stay to myself mostly usually. When I go places, I'm by myself. If I link up with the members, I'm there. I meet them there. You know what I'm saying? I travel alone. I do everything by myself. You know what I'm saying? So if it is one chance that somebody came to you, presenting you with something about me, or you had an opportunity to have my back and you didn't have my back, that hurts because it's like I'm not a problematic person. You know what I'm saying? So and that's what fucked me up a little bit.
So behind your back, somebody
didn't have my back.
Didn't have your back.
Right.
Got you.
And that sucks. But like I said, had it happened sooner or had it happened like just at a different time, just not when I was going through everything I was going through, that would have been
more patience.
I would have probably been like, you know what, that's who he or she is.
Right.
But it's just like at that point in time, you know what I mean?
Okay, but since whatever it was that you were experiencing during that time that made you have a lack of patience, are you still having that?
No.
So now you in a space where you could potentially forgive this person?
Yeah, potentially.
Cool. That's good. It's healthy. You should.
I should forgive him?
Yeah.
You said you had said something about anxiety in one of your I did a little bit of research. I'm on Instagram, research purposes. Let me work sure I say it right. Does anxiety make happiness an impossibility?
It makes it scarce. Because I don't know any human. I know a lot of people who suffer from anxiety, including myself. But every second, minute, hour of the day is not negative. Anxiety is not always negative. So if I get anxious or people have panic attacks, it's not because they're afraid or overwhelmed. It is overwhelmed, but you can be overwhelmed with good things too. So I know a lot of people hear anxiety and they just think like, oh, it's bad, this person is stressed or whatever. And it's not that. Like, anxiety is just exactly what it is anxiousness, like, from whatever. So, like, anxiety shouldn't prevent you from being happy.
Right.
In moments, if you're too anxious to be able to enjoy what's going on in the moment, then yeah, you shorten yourself an opportunity to be happy. But ultimately, with anxiety, you don't have control over it. So it's like, it's going to short you some opportunities to be happy, but not ultimately. Like, no, it shouldn't overpower the ability to be happy. Right.
Okay. But you said it makes it scarce.
Yeah, because normal experiences, your norm is different when you have anxiety. So it's not even the same normal as everybody else's. So what somebody else might seem normal and bearable is probably completely unbearable for you. I went to a basketball game with my boy the other day, and I'm like, I didn't want to go inside. It was mad people. And then he like girl, like, you're fine. And I'm like, I know I'm fine. And he makes me comfortable, so I know if anything, they ain't going to let nothing happen to me.
Right.
But I just was like, literally, like, and you could tell I just was so anxious. So it's like, in the beginning I wasn't able to enjoy myself because I was just too like anxious. But
Right.
it shouldn't stop you from being happy.
So it's not an impossibility, but it makes it that much tougher.
Yeah. It makes it tough to enjoy just regular everyday stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree. So when I get anxious, it's like, cause I don't know, we're gonna talk about that shit. But
You
I'm
got anxiety?
medically diagnosed major depressive disorder and anxiety disorder.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? So
Like
it's
on
like
paper.
when I'm good, I'm good. Like as far as anxiety goes, but like when I'm like uncomfortable, it's like especially in like crowds of people, I sweat profusely. Like when I'm uncomfortable, I'm fucking. It could be 13 degrees outside. I got to beat a sweat rolling across my forehead if I'm in a situation where I'm not exactly comfortable.
Why are you uncomfortable?
I don't know. I don't know. But like
That's what it
in
is.
spaces like where it's like people in crowds, not necessarily crowds, but like it's tough for me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I understand that part
I
of
do.
it. Now, as far as the happiness goes, like it been a long time. As far as like I have spouts of like being good, being okay, not being sad. You know what I'm saying? Like I've spoken to friends of mine, the people closest to me to tell you like, yo, this nigga always sad type shit, but the nigga he get it done type shit. You know what I mean? I wake up like generally my general disposition is like as far as my emotional state is sadness. Like I wake up every day sad like, oh fuck, here we go. Let me do it type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Why
And
is that?
I don't know.
Oh, well, that's depression.
I don't know.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
if you can't pinpoint why you're sad, it's depression.
It is. It's. I work on it every day. You know what I'm saying, and that's why I do my best to surround myself with people that I genuinely enjoy seeing smile and being happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I do that. You know what I'm saying? From my children to the friends of mine that I consider to be the members.
So when are you happy?
As long as I'm around people that are happy, that does it for me. But happy, I don't know. I can't tell you the last time I was actually
You don't
in
feel
a state.
happy. Oh, you don't feel happy. Like you're not experiencing happiness in your life.
No, like damn near, like almost never.
So when's the last time do you know what it feels like to be happy?
I know what the idea of happiness should like. I could tell you about times where I should have been happy, like genuinely happy
When
that I
were
wasn't.
you actually happy?
I can't tell you that. I don't
You
know.
don't remember the last time you were just like happy or filled with joy?
No. See, my niece just graduated from high school.
Did it make you happy?
It made me proud.
Okay.
It made me proud.
And what's the difference?
Proud is like, you know what, like my sister, she's a single mother. She's been doing it by herself. Like she's been fucking going crazy. She's been holding it down. And I was like, yo, like, damn, bro, you did that shit. Like you really did it and you doing it. You created a young lady, a young girl that grew into a phenomenal young lady. She's growing and she's going on to college and she has all these plans and all these desires to be this person. And me being her uncle and her godfather, I played as big a part as I could possibly play in it. And I feel like it. You know what I'm saying? So I was proud of that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, like you did it, we did it. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like a happy type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
And I feel like those two things are different. Like you could be
They are.
proud and not happy type.
They
you know what I'm
are.
saying? But yeah, like as far as being happy, I ain't been happy in like fucking damn near forever for real. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But if you're looking at happiness like it's this long-term state, then you might not feel like you're experiencing it. Because you probably expect it to last longer than it does, but it's little things like getting a bracelet or something that you like when you bought those sneakers, stuff like that. Like, little stuff makes me happy. I feel like I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety, but, you know, yeah,
How long ago did you receive your diagnosis?
2 years ago.
Okay. It been about what year is it? 24? It's been about 8 years for me.
Yeah, but something happened, so I feel like I saw something that said this girl was talking, right? And she was basically, her friend had lost her dad, and her friend was like, I'm just trying to get back to my old self. That's how you feel? Like you just want to get back to your old self?
No.
Okay, good. Because the girl wound up saying to her that you're never going to get back to your old self. And it seemed harsh to say to somebody who lost somebody. But she's like, this is the new you. The old you had the person that you're missing.
Right.
This version of you don't have that person.
Right.
So you need to get to know this version of yourself, because depression ultimately is optional. It's hard to deal with it and balance it and get over it, but it is a choice. Not to be all Kanye, but it's like
I get
depression is actually a choice. You can choose to do things differently. Even if you wake up, you can't control waking up in the mood, but you can do things differently to set the tone for that day. You
100%.
don't have to be depressed.
100%.
And just because you're diagnosed with anxiety or depression does not mean every second, minute, hour of the day you're anxious and depressed. They're just basically diagnosing you for you to understand why you having like episodes where you can't explain why you're overwhelmed or emotional or not happy. And it's like depression is like, I don't know what everyone's come from, but I really just feel like, it's circumstantial. If you experienced fucked up stuff, you're gonna have times where you reflecting on that and you're not happy, and they're gonna be like, oh, he's depressed. And it's like, nah, just remembering something that didn't feel good is gonna make you feel it in the moment you're remembering it. So you can call it what you want, but that's until they fucking legalize shock therapy for us to forget negative experiences.
Oh shit.
I feel like that's until they shock these things, because somebody said like, I don't wanna I need to forget. I don't want to heal. I need to just forget about the shit that happened. So it's like, as long as we can remember things that didn't make us happy, we're going to have moments where we're not happy.
And that's a slippery slope too, though. You know what I'm saying? As far as forgetting, like, because I find myself being in the situation, because like I said, I grew up fucked up. Shit was all fucked up. Like, and there was so much shit that was the worst parts of it that I attempt to forget. Like, I brush it to the back of my brain, and I developed a reaction as a reactionary reflex in my body. Whereas, like, once it makes me feel a certain type of way, I push it to the back of my brain. Right. So now I'm forgetting, and it's just like everything now is now being forgotten. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like short-term memory shit. Like, it'll be like, yo, what did you just do? Like if we having a conversation and I have a thought and I don't get it off right away, it's fucking gone.
Yeah, but statistics and studies show that depression is linked to memory loss. People don't talk about it, but ultimately, depression and anxiety, memory loss is a result of severe depression and anxiety. They're linked together. Most people who have bad memory or short-term memory now is really like, unless you had a physical like injury or something, most likely is connected to some type of depression or anxiety. So it's like, yeah. But knowing the like science behind it don't make it easier to deal with.
For
either.
real.
So it's like,
for real.
But that is a thing though.
So do your work. If you're experiencing shit like that, you gotta do your work.
Yeah.
Not get back to yourself, but like, find your center and just, Yeah. But it's good talk. No, one thing I do want to say is real quick. We live in a society now where people don't compliment people unless they want something or they desire something from them.
Right.
Does that make it harder for you to accept compliments? Or do you feel like you always on guard?
Yeah, but it comes from my hesitation to accept compliments comes from a bunch of stuff. That thinking that people want something from me is a thought that developed as I got older. When I was younger, I didn't think I was being complimented because somebody wanted something from me. My brain wasn't that advanced. Right. I just thought like, oh, I'm cute. They say I'm cute. But when I was younger, I also dealt with being light skinned. So if I got a compliment, it was always watered down. It was kind of like the compliments that I got were, "You pretty," but you know that already. It's like they're giving them and taking them back. So I got used to brushing them off. I got a fortune cookie on my mirror that says "Learn to embrace and accept compliments," because I'm always like, I'm alright. When I get compliments, I'm alright. And then it's to the point where like men have told me like, "You're too pretty to be so insecure," and it's like, do you really think that I'm insecure? I'm not insecure. I'm trying to downplay the compliment because I'm so used to it being taken back because of the way that I look. But now as an adult, I feel like, yeah, what you complimenting me for? Yeah. I say thank you, but it does cross my mind.
Thank you.
It's going, yeah. Cause like, what do you want? And it's also like you can tell when somebody's genuinely complimenting you or not. Right. Like if you say you like my outfit, that's a compliment. I believe that. But if you just stretching it, it's like, what do you want? Just say what you want. We ain't gotta do all that.
That sucks too, because like you do all this work on yourself to get to where you are and to be the person that you are. It's like you saying, like, you know, just being able to speak plain English about how you feel and what you want and things like that, and then to think like somebody is complimenting you just because they want to get something from you, or it's like something behind it. That's tough.
It's very ghetto.
That's tough.
But even men struggle with it too, because some men don't want anything. Like at my job, I've heard so many times people say like, no disrespect, compliments that I get lately in public places or in like work professional environments, they all start off like, no disrespect, or I don't mean this in the wrong way, but you are really, or whatever. And it's just like, the fact that we gotta, give out these disclaimers before we just tell somebody we like the way that they look or they look nice is really ghetto.
Yeah, it's scary.
Like, it's ghetto.
It's scary. It's scary as fuck, because when you think about it, it's like you could say, you know, hey Cheryl, nice shirt. You look great in purple.
Right.
And it's like, yo, this nigga was staring at my titties, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's tough. It's tough as a man. Like you got men that don't care. Like they'll find a setting to say the things that they want to say.
And more common than not.
And women too. So not just men.
Women too. More common than not. People got something up their sleeve.
Yeah, and that sucks, bro.
Genuine people do exist that can genuinely compliment you, but more often than not, there's something behind it.
There's something to it.
Very ghetto.
Yeah. This was an awesome conversation.
Cool. Glad.
I want to say thank you very much for pulling up and having this conversation that consisted of many conversations with me.
Right. Thank you for having me on your platform. I admire this setup and everything. I like the whole idea of it, and I feel like
thank you.
Go.
What's that? What are we looking at? The monkeys?
No, just everything. I didn't really look at it when I came in. I just looked and just. Yeah. But no, everything is so intentional. Like you did good.
We put it together. We put it together piece by piece. It was a brainchild. It was like something that I wanted to do. At first, I wasn't sure, but then it was like, you know what? Let's go for this type shit.
Can I ask you something?
Anything.
What do you want for your platform?
I want my platform to be a very well-respected platform. I want it to be a platform where people that have ideas and thoughts and don't necessarily know how to voice them, they come to me and they come to my platform via YouTube or via whatever streaming way they stream podcasts. They come there to be like, you know, maybe I'll stumble across something that'll speak to me. Mm-hmm. So that's why I want to have conversations. I want to get the ideas of Annie. Mm-hmm. I want to get the ideas of all these people that whose opinions I respect. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Whose ideas that I respect, because I expect the creative's opinion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I want you to come here, the people that are listening or watching, to come here and say, you know what, maybe it might be something that's going on over there that I could take away from that'll help me not wake up sad, that'll help me get through my day. Like just a word of advice or just something uplifting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Something that you might have experienced that you're living through, they'll see like, yo, you know what? Bad things can happen in a year, 2 years, and I can be okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be perfect, but I can still get up and go and do it because Annie said this or Alameen Union said that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, it's good.
So yeah. Good. And I have I still got my 500 questions poster. I didn't throw it away, guys.
You should show it.
It was right here. I moved it because I was doing Union Street. When I'm doing Union Street, it's
What is
right
that?
there. Huh?
What's that?
What's what?
You said when you're doing Union Street.
Yes.
What is doing Union Street?
When I'm the podcast.
Oh, the name of
Yeah,
the
the name of the
podcast.
podcast is
Okay.
Union Street.
I know
When
that.
I'm when I'm doing Union Street, that's there.
Okay.
But 500 questions, I moved it because
Do you
I
still
wasn't
plan on doing that?
100%. I just got to get all the members of 500 questions on the same page.
Get on it.
Yeah, come on, bro. What's up? Let's do it. Let's cook. That's what we like to say when we do 500 questions. We like to let's cook. Any other questions you got for me?
No, I just admire the
Thank you.
getting whatever it's called, getting it going, having a vision,
Right.
and just doing it like whatever level it still count. And not enough people are having a passion to do something and then executing it, spending their own money and investing. Like everybody
Right.
wants something, but they're not really trying to
Right.
do the things to get it. So it's decent. It's admirable.
Well, I appreciate that. I thoroughly enjoy having conversations and listening to the thoughts and opinions and ideas of other people. I really do. That's like it's. I guess you could say it's a passion of mine.
Yeah,
Like, cause
I
like
can tell.
I really enjoy listening. Like, if I could just sit here and if it wouldn't work, if it wouldn't make for terrible podcasting, I could sit here and listen to you tell stories all day and not say a fucking word. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But that would be a horrible podcast.
Yeah,
like, nobody
it would.
wants to, like, they'd be like, yo, why she still talking? This nigga ain't even saying that type
Yeah,
shit.
you don't
know
need
what
a
I mean?
podcast for that. That's
Yeah.
when you go live and let it out.
Yeah,
Like,
100%. But like, I like to introduce ideas. I like to pick your brain, allow you to pick my brain, and we just exchange thoughts and ideas.
Yeah, I think it's cool. You did good. You,
All right, thank you.
it's
And you have an open invitation. If you ever want to come back, 500 questions, Union Street, whatever you want to do,
nice.
you're more than welcome to come
I
back.
would love to do 500 questions.
Oh, it gets spicy over there.
That's cool. I
Right.
like that. I
All
would
right,
like to tap
for
into
sure.
it.
I'll keep you posted as far as when we get the members back together, the members of 500 Question Podcast.
Cool.
But we've reached the end of this podcast.
Okay.
And this is your opportunity to speak directly to the people, the future fans of Annie.
I don't need this pressure.
Just tell them where they can find you. Tell them what you got coming. If you got anything coming up,
I hate to say I don't have anything in particular coming up right now.
you got a new poem about to drop.
Well, that.
Eventually.
I am in the middle of writing something that I feel like everybody can connect with, and I can't wait to finish it. But that's going to be posted on my Instagram within the next week or two. It's Mother of King, MOTHEROFKING00.
All right, I'll tag it in the episode description.
Okay.
All right, was that it?
Yeah.
That's all you got for us?
Yeah.
All right, like I said, thank you for showing up. Thank you for pulling up to sit down on Union Street to talk to me. It's been a pleasure having these conversations with you. And thank you all for showing up each and every whatever day we decide to drop these. I'm gonna say Tuesday. I'm gonna drop it Tuesday again. Wait, today is Wednesday.
Nice.
I'll put this out Wednesday, and hopefully you can appreciate it. Like I said, I didn't say it in the beginning, but I wanted to welcome you all and say thank you for pulling up to Union Street, where we have the most interesting conversations on the internet with the most interesting people in the world. Today I sat down with Annie. It was a wonderful time. Thank you. I'll see y'all next week.
Oh,
That's it.
that was good.